Ever feel like you just want to, get something important quickly without all the extra noise?
Yeah, like finding the core truth of a big idea.
Exactly. Well, today we're doing just that. We're diving deep into a concept that, honestly, could change how you view things a lot.
We're tackling The Secret, the book by Rhonda Byrne. And just so everyone knows, we're going right to the source here.
Right. No messing around. We're using actual bits from the book, what the author said, what the teachers featured in it said.
Our mission, basically, is to pull out the absolute essence of The Secret.
Mm.
We want you, listening right now, to really understand the main ideas and, well, the potential impact.
And get this, according to the book, some really big names throughout history kind of knew about this secret. We're talking Plato, Shakespeare, Newton.
Hugo, Beethoven, Lincoln, Emerson, Edison, even Einstein, apparently.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What did they know?
Mm-hmm. And the core of it, what they supposedly understood, is what The Secret calls the law of attraction.
The law of attraction. Okay, simply put, it's the idea that like attracts like. And the book argues this happens mostly, through your thoughts.
Okay, so like attracts like, but with thoughts. Let's unpack that a bit.
So the book explains your thoughts aren't just random noise in your head. They actually have a frequency, an energy.
Your vibration.
Exactly. And like a magnet, these thoughts attract other thoughts and even experiences that are on that same frequency level.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they use this analogy in the book. Think of yourself as like a human transmission tower.
Okay. Broadcasting.
Broadcasting a frequency with your thoughts, just like a TV tower sends out channels. And that frequency you're sending out, that's what shapes your life, your world.
Wow. So what you think about most is what you draw in.
Pretty much. That's the core idea. You attract what you predominantly think about, whether it's something you actually want or not.
Ah, okay. So that explains the don't want thing they talk about. Like, if you're constantly thinking, I don't want debt. Exactly. You're focusing on debt. So the law, according to the book, just responds to that focus, that frequency of debt, and potentially brings you more situations related to it.
Because the law itself isn't judging. It doesn't care if the thought is good or bad for me.
Nope. It's impartial. It just responds to the thought, the vibration, the signal you're putting out there. Focusing hard on not wanting something still sends a strong signal about that something.
And this is happening all the time. It's not like an on-off switch.
Correct. The Secret really emphasizes that. The law of attraction is always working whenever your thoughts are flowing. Past thoughts, present thoughts, future worries.
Even those last thoughts before you drift off to sleep.
Mm-hmm. They mentioned those too. They can be pretty powerful because your mind is sort of winding down.
Okay, so it's constantly running in the background. That makes awareness sound, pretty crucial.
It really does. But how do you know what frequency you're actually on? What signal you're sending?
Good question.
Well, according to the book, that's where your feelings come in. They're like your built-in indicator.
Ah, feelings as a guide. Okay. So, if I feel good, happy, grateful, whatever that means, my thoughts are positive.
That's the idea. Good feelings mean you're on a positive frequency, attracting more good stuff. And bad feelings, anger, sadness, worry.
That means negative thoughts, negative frequency, attracting more of that.
Precisely. The book presents feelings as almost like messages from the universe, giving you feedback on your current thinking.
So a bad feeling is like a warning light. Warning, change thinking now, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's instant feedback on what you're vibrating, what you're aligning with.
And it's not just thinking about something, right? The book seemed to stress the feeling part even more.
Absolutely. The emotion tied to the thought. That's where the real magnetic power lies, apparently. You can think, I want a new car. But if you feel lack of frustration about not having it,
then the feeling kind of overrides the thought.
It seems that way. The feeling is the stronger signal. They talk about how a bad mood can just spiral, right? One negative feeling sets the tone and attracts more like it.
Yeah, I've definitely had days like that. So what can you do if you're stuck in a negative feeling?
Well, they offer secret shifters. Things you can do to quickly change how you feel.
Secret shifters? Like what?
Could be anything, really. Listening to music that pumps you up, thinking of a really happy memory, petting your dog, getting out in nature.
Anything that reliably shifts your mood upwards.
Exactly. The book suggests you figure out what your personal shifters are and have them ready.
Okay, so thoughts create frequency, feelings tell you what frequency you're on, and shifters help you change it. Got it. Now, how do you use this intentionally? to, manifest things.
Right, the practical application. The book lays out a 3-step creative process, and it starts with a kind of cool image. Think Aladdin's lamp.
The genie.
Yeah, the universe is like the genie, ready to grant your every command, your every wish, and your dominant thoughts are the commands.
But unlike the story, there are no limits. 3 wishes and you're done.
No limits mentioned in The Secret. The universe's potential is infinite, so your wishes can be too.
Okay, cool. So, step 1.
Step 1.
Yeah.
Ask. Be really, really clear about what you want. Vague requests give vague results. Specificity helps focus the signal.
Makes sense. Step 2.
Step 2. Believe. And this is big. It's not just hoping. It's acting, speaking, and thinking as if you already have what you asked for.
Like, pretending.
Kind of, but with deep conviction. The book says to tap into that childhood skill of make-believe. Really feel what it's like to have it.
Okay, ask, believe. Step 3.
Step 3, receive. This is about feeling good now. Feeling the joy, the gratitude of having received it. That feeling puts you on the frequency to actually let it into your life.
So you feel it before you see it.
That's the key.
Yeah.
The feeling is the attractor. It aligns you vibrationally.
What about the how? Like, how is this thing going to show up? Do I need to figure that out?
Good point. The book is pretty clear on this. The how is the universe's department, not yours.
Really?
Yeah. Trying to figure out all the steps, micromanaging the how, can actually signal a lack of faith, like you don't really believe it can happen unless you control it all.
So you just trust?
Trust the process, trust the universe, or whatever you want to call that power, to handle the logistics. Your job is ask, believe, receive.
Okay, that's the framework. How about specific examples, like weight loss is a big one for people. How does this apply?
Right. So with weight, the advice is counterintuitive to usual dieting. Don't focus on losing weight.
Why not? That's the goal, isn't it?
Because the phrase itself keeps weight and losing, which implies struggle or lack active in your thoughts. Instead, focus on your perfect weight.
Focus on the desired end result, the feeling of being that perfect weight.
Exactly. Visualize it, feel it. The book suggests that being overweight is often connected to having fat thoughts, consciously or not.
Fat thoughts.
Yeah, like beliefs about food making you fat or feeling bad about your body. It argues you can't really hold thin thoughts and fat thoughts at the same time. They're different frequencies.
So it's less about the food itself and more about the thought that the food is the problem.
That's a core point they make. It's about changing the belief, letting go of limits around food, appreciating your body now. They mention Waddles' idea too, just eat mindfully, enjoy it.
Okay. And what about manifesting, like, specific things, a car, or even something small like a parking spot?
Yeah, they give examples. Someone wanting to manifest a specific, unusual feather in New York City.
And they found it.
Apparently so. And the parking spot thing, people who just expect a spot to be there, visualize it, and consistently find one.
So it's about clear intention, visualizing, and that expectation, believing it's already done.
Mm-hmm. That expectation seems really key. It's part of the believe step. Expecting great things.
Okay, and the really big one for a lot of people, money. How does The Secret approach attracting wealth?
Same principle, different application. Focus on wealth, abundance, prosperity, not on lack, not on not having enough.
Because focusing on not enough just attracts more not enough.
That's the logic. You got to shift the frequency.
Yeah.
Think and feel abundance.
How, though? If the bank account looks, well, empty?
Use your imagination. Feel what it's like to have the money. They suggest things like writing yourself a check from the Bank of the Universe.
Seriously, a fake check.
As a tool to help generate the feeling, keep it visible. The main thing is generating feelings of happiness and abundance now. That's supposed to be the fast track.
What about debt, if you're focused on getting out of debt?
Again, counterintuitive. Focusing on debt keeps the word, the feeling, active. Shift focus entirely to prosperity, to money flowing to you. Use affirmations like, I can afford that.
Even if you can't right now.
As a way to retrain your mind, to shift your point of attraction. They share a story about David Shermer visualizing checks coming in the mail, focusing on receiving.
Interesting. Okay, so it applies to money, weight. What about relationships or health?
For relationships, it's about appreciation. Focus on what you like about people, not what annoys you. Appreciate the good qualities, and you'll attract more of that.
Less complaining, more appreciating. Got it. And health.
Big mind-body connection emphasis. Think placebo effect belief influencing the physical. The advice is to think perfect health.
So focusing on being sick keeps you sick.
That's the idea presented. Negative thoughts, focusing on illness, can hold disease in the body, according to the book. Shift focus to wellness. Use affirmations like, I feel wonderful.
They mentioned that guy Morris Goodman, didn't they? The Miracle Man.
Yeah, his story of recovery from basically total paralysis after a plane crash is used as a powerful example of the mind's power over the body. He visualized himself walking out of the hospital.
Wow. Okay, so throughout all this, two things keep coming up. Gratitude and visualization. They seem pretty central.
Hugely important.
Yeah.
Gratitude is presented as maybe the most powerful frequency shifter.
How so?
It instantly puts you in a state of appreciation, of receiving, of acknowledging the good you already have. They suggest starting sentences with, I am so happy and grateful now that...
And the gratitude rock thing.
Yeah, a simple reminder. Carry a small rock, and every time you touch it, think of something you're grateful for. Even Einstein is quoted as saying thank you hundreds of times a day.
Wow. Okay. And visualization.
It's about creating that clear mental picture. Seeing your desire as already fulfilled in your mind's eye. Like inventors, seeing their invention before it exists.
Right. They need that mental blueprint first.
Exactly. They even share a story about someone creating a vision board and things appearing in their life almost exactly as pictures, sometimes unintentionally. The subconscious picks up on those images.
Okay, now, there's this phrase, resisting persists. What's that about? Sounds a bit paradoxical.
It does, but it ties back to focus. When you intensely resist something, push against it, hate it, fight it, you're giving it a lot of your energy and focus.
And focus attracts.
Right. So, ironically, strongly resisting something can keep it stuck to you. The examples used are things like anti-war movements. The focus is still on war.
So you end up perpetuating the thing you're trying to stop.
That's the argument. The advice is always to shift focus to what you want. Instead of anti-war, be pro-peace.
Like Mother Teresa saying she wouldn't attend an anti-war rally, but would attend a pro-peace rally.
Exactly that. Same applies to focusing on negative news, world problems. The book suggests that adds energy to the problems and brings negativity into your own life.
Which is why the host in the original script decided to tune out negative news.
To deliberately focus energy on joy and well-being instead. Seeing media as an effect, not just a cause.
This leads into some deeper stuff, doesn't it? About like the nature of reality itself.
It really does. The book touches on everything being energy, all connected. Mentions quantum physics aligning with these ideas.
Suggesting our minds have a real, tangible effect on the physical world.
That's the implication. They talk about a universal mind, a source of all intelligence, all possibility.
And we're connected to that part of it.
Yes. The idea is that this one mind is in everyone. So theoretically, you have access to unlimited ideas, unlimited resources. It's quite a profound concept.
They even say, what was it? God in a physical body.
Yeah.
That we have immense power.
Yeah, that's in there. Tying into the power of I am statements.
Ah, right, because whatever follows I am
summons that reality.
Yeah.
It's a creative statement. So use it consciously. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am loved.
No, I am struggling or I am sick.
Exactly. The book claims that the moment you ask for something with belief, it's already a fact in the universal spiritual field. Limitations are just in our own minds.
So ultimately, after all these techniques, all these ideas, what's the main goal? What's the point?
Joy. Feeling good. That's presented as the ultimate aim.
Just feel good.
Pretty much. Do things that bring you joy. There's that line, if it ain't fun, don't do it. Radiating joy attracts more joy. Inner happiness is seen as the fuel for success.
So the one thing you really need to do is just feel good now.
According to The Secret, yes. That's the bottom line. Feel good now.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Our deep dive into The Secret. The core message really seems to be, your thoughts and your feelings create your reality through this law of attraction.
And by consciously focusing on what you want, truly believing you've got it, and really cultivating those positive feelings. Joy, gratitude, you can tap into. Well, what the book calls the unlimited potential of the universe.
And it's framed not as some new idea, but as something known by, well, supposedly very smart people throughout history.
Right. And now it's accessible to anyone, to you listening.
So maybe just take a moment, reflect on that, the power of your own thoughts, your own feelings. Maybe pick one area of your life you'd like to see change.
Yeah, just one area. And think about how you could start shifting your focus, shifting your feelings about it, even just a little bit.
That first small shift, who knows where it could lead? It's definitely something to think about, maybe even experiment with.
Absolutely. And if you want to go deeper, there's the book itself, The Secret, and lots of material from the teachers mentioned in it, like Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield. Plenty more to explore if you feel drawn to it.